back, and I hope you guys are doing well. I'm going to do a late night reading for tonight, and tonight's reading is who were you in your past life, and what lessons or messages do you have to learn from that past life, or what karma did you carry over from that past life? So this is pile 1. And if you chose leaf, it's like a leaf, little leaf, then it says that either this was your lover or your husband, but the person who was your lover or your husband, they were like an overseas merchant. And you used to spend a lot of time pining for this person. They would go on away. They would go away on a lot of trips by boat, and they would probably be going for a while. And their main concern was not you, okay? But your main concern was them. And that was part of the lesson that you probably didn't master, that to be more focused on yourself, because this left you in so much suffering and always waiting on this individual to come back. You know what I mean? You would always constantly wait. Let me see if you see the picture of her. She's like waiting. And when he goes away, you know, will bring her tremendous sadness. You can see she's like holding a handkerchief, and it will bring her tremendous sadness every time this man will go away and leave her to do his business. He was like a I don't know if you would call it salesman or whatever. Well, we'll just say it was like a merchant, an overseas merchant, and he would buy and sell things overseas. That was like his main business, and it was his main focus. His main focus was his money. And he basically would come see you mostly when it was convenient for him, or after he did his travels, sold enough money, as much money as he needed to sell or whatever, and then he would come back home to you. But his mind was always on his business. You know what I mean? His mind was always on his business, how to make more money. He never really was satisfied with what he had. And it just always have him feeling like a lack. You know, he just like lived in a state of lack. Like, well, I can do this, and I can make more money if I did this, And it really kind of kept his attention off of you. So it left you in a state of suffering a lot. You suffered a lot due to this. And the lesson that I'm getting, the lesson you were supposed to learn from this past life is that you were supposed to learn increased awareness about yourself. You were supposed to keep the focus on yourself instead of making this gentleman or this, you know, this man your main focus, your main concern, who brought you so much suffering and so much heartache. Like, this person really brought you a lot of suffering and a lot of pain, because he just didn't acknowledge you and acknowledge your feelings. So what you were supposed to focus on was this increased awareness to yourself, okay? Instead of focusing on this man, if you would have brought this increased awareness to yourself, or this higher level of knowing, of getting in touch with yourself, then you probably would have realized it was better to move on from this gentleman and probably find a man who was, you know, who would be more suitable to give you the attention you deserve, right? So I'm going to look in a little book, and the little book says, yes, so this is about acknowledging your own needs. So when you come into this life, you were basically You're supposed to come into this life to acknowledge your needs. You're supposed to speak up this time. You're supposed to let people know what you need, what you require in relationships now. You don't want to let yourself down. You want to bring this increased awareness to yourself. You don't want relationships to consume you, because in your past life, it seems you were consumed by this relationship. And it just, you put too much importance that you kind of let your life kind of slip you by. And you weren't really living for yourself. So in this lifetime, you were definitely meant to live for yourself. And the wheel of karma is turning. Home, relationships, or work. They are being sent to you from your inner teacher. So yeah, that was a lesson for you to learn, so you can come back and teach others to focus on themselves, to not make relationships the main goal or the end all be all of their life. See what messages we have. Yeah, so it's just like, when this man would leave you alone for long periods of time, but you didn't like being alone. In your past life, you did not, and almost scared you to death to be left alone with yourself. It's just that inner awareness that you would run from. And, you know, back in the olden days or old times, you know, I guess it was women were, I guess, considered more important by, I guess, how much a man invested in them, if they married them, how much time they spend on them. So, you know, we can blame it on the sign of the times, or, you know, the ways and the customs and the traditions then. But yes, you didn't like being alone with yourself. So maybe in this lifetime, you want to learn to become comfortable with spending time with yourself, learning yourself, learning who you are, because you were born with an inner awareness. That's one of your gifts. You were born with this innate inner awareness with yourself, and going through things like suffering actually will bring it out, or actually bring you a deeper knowledge about yourself. Through suffering, we really do find out who we are, you know. And then we have the Lovers. So this person was your soulmate. This person was your soulmate, but this person didn't realize it then. You know, I'm pretty sure they're going to have their own karma to answer for, I guess, but it wasn't like they would try to hurt you intentionally. It's just this person was so just hell-bent on making money. Like they just never felt like they had enough. You know, so maybe that was part of their karma they were answering for. But I got that you might have reunited with this person in this lifetime. So I guess the message here is not to try to make this person in this lifetime your end all be all. You know, like just waiting on this person and constantly adjusting your life. So, you know, you live more for this person, more so living for yourself. Now, this lifetime, you come to be balanced. You come to have the perfect yin and yang and be evenly yoked, instead of putting on the focus on this person and leaving yourself out in the cold. So sometimes you do go back and forth with this indecision of making this person the number one focus in your life, because you know why? Because your purpose here and what your goal is to do in this life is to bring harmony, bring peace, and bring the focus to yourself, to accept yourself in this inner awareness in yourself, to come to learn who you are, to know who you are, to spend that time going within instead of running from it. Because in your past life, you spent a lot of time running from it and running after this person, where you gave this person the total power dynamic of them always kind of just having you there whenever they came. Like this person knew that you would always be waiting for them constantly, so they didn't really have to adjust to your needs. So in this lifetime, you might go back and forth with wanting to do that, with wanting to make this person your main goal. But your purpose is to find out about yourself, to raise the inner awareness about yourself, and to love yourself, and to know who you are this lifetime. And especially the number one thing, to not make someone else the main focus in your life. Okay, so that was our pile 1. And we're going to move on to pile 2. Okay, so pile 2. So my piles 2, if you chose the sun, it's like a little sun. It's like a little sun here. Little smiling sun. So I am getting the energy of male. You were a male in your past life, and you were very charming, very handsome male, and you had a wife. I'm getting this, so it was a wife, and but you used your charms to, like, I'm getting third party situation, that you kind of broke someone's heart in the past, and you were very deceitful and used to tell this woman lies. And I think you did end up leaving this woman. I think you did end up leaving this woman. This might have been your twin flame, or like your true soulmate that you might have spent many past lives with, because I'm seeing that a woman sitting like by the grave, like she's mourning. She's mourning the situation. She's mourning, not letting go. So you must have left this woman, and she like never got over this. Her heart was like forever broken, and she refused to let go of the situation. And you were supposed to be devoted to her. Okay, getting very much so this was your twin flame, and you were supposed to be devoted to this woman, but you did not. Like I said, you were a very charming man. You were able to get whatever you wanted when you wanted, and a lot of females were devoted to you, but you were devoted to no one but yourself. You had like this big ego, and it's befitting because you chose the sun charm, right? And sun people are Leos. Leos fall underneath the sun. That's their ruling planet, or it's a planet, but it's a big star, but it's the ruling planet. And people who usually have the sun as a ruling planet have huge egos. They get what they want very easily in life, and that's what I'm picking up that you got. You were probably this rich person, had a lot of money, and you were able to get what you wanted, just like what fall in your lap, just like you got this woman, and she also fell in, but you weren't devoted to this woman at all. Like I said, you were only devoted to yourself, and you lied to her. And I think even though you left, you would come back when you felt like it, but you just you didn't want the weight of devotion. You didn't want the weight of devotion. So in this past life, you might be sitting here to learn that what you didn't learn, because you were supposed to learn devotion. You were supposed to learn commitment, honoring your word, honoring your obligations that you made to someone, right? And not to lie, to stand in your truth, to be truthful, especially with those you love. So right here, it says Krishna is here to boost your sense of connection to the divine and encourage you to act from your soul. Yeah, so it's like you're sent here to act from your soul, from a place of truth this time, instead of coming from a place of falseness. And you might get that urge every once in a while, because it's so really easy for you, because people, it's like your words are like honey, and people easily fall for the words that you say. But you have to remember that karma is like it's like a weight, and it always balances. So if you do spread false lies or tell people lies, especially those you love, that this will somehow find its way back to you, especially if you're hurting someone, and you definitely did in a past life. Yeah, so it says if a decision needs to be made, ask yourself what will honor your soul and those around you. So in this lifetime, you are here to not only think of yourself, but think of others as well. You might even sometimes have to put others' needs in front of you, and you really won't grow until you start to learn to do that, that it's not always about you. Like the sun, people can think that it's all about things that revolve around them. You have to learn that people we love, they're not just like objects that are there for when we want them, but we have to love these people and cherish them and treat them how we would want to be treated. All right, so it says the more you choose to act in the best interest for everyone is the more you will feel closer to your divine masculine self, because you are a divine masculine. Whether you're a female or whether you're a masculine, the gender doesn't matter, because we both have them both inside of us. But in the past life, you were a divine masculine, but you misused your powers. So we have, yes, I definitely got third-party situation. So you had a wife and you left this wife for a third-party situation. Okay, but you would still come back and visit this wife. You would still come back because she wouldn't let you go. You know, she truly loved you, and I truly believe this was like your soulmate. But you did put her in a lot of third-party situations because, like I said, everything came very easy to you, including the women. So yeah, so you were indecisive about who you wanted to pick. It was you and another woman, and you were decisive, so you would tell lies. You never really told the truth. You never told your wife that you fell in love with someone, although she knew, you know. She knew. You might have flaunted it in her face a couple of times. But you were supposed to make a decision. So in this lifetime, you will have to make more definite decisions that will benefit everyone and not just yourself. So say like if you were married and you were put something like in a third-party situation this lifetime, and this lifetime you can't have your cake and eat it too. You will not progress in life until you make solid decisions that benefits everyone and not just yourself. Yeah, 10 of coins. So in this lifetime, if you are able to honor those around you and honor those you love, and not come from a false, from a, you know, falseness, sense of entitlement, disregarding other people's feelings, and then basically you can have it all. You can have the wife, the nice house, because you're a divine masculine and you're abundant. And if you're a female, then you're a divine feminine this lifetime, and you are bringing those gifts that you had from your past life into this life, and you will be rewarded for being your divine feminine self. That if you're put in a third-party situation, that you would make honorable decisions and decisions that wouldn't hurt or affect others. You will be rewarded. And it looks like in this lifetime that you do make the right choice, because you do have the 10 of coins. And you've been rewarded for that. So it looks like you might be moving on your path to doing what you're supposed to do, as far as finding your path, being devoted, being committed to those you love, not just putting yourself first all the time to the point where it's narcissistic or entitlement issues and all those other things like you did in your past life. Okay, so that's basically, and it looks like, again, it looks like you are moving in that path where you do the right thing and you do honor your commitments. And you might get thrown into a lot of relationships where third parties or might be an issue for you. So that'll be like your temptation. And what you will be called to do is to make a decision, okay, in this lifetime. All right, so we're going to leave that right here for our pile 2s, and we're going to move on to pile 3. Okay, so pile 3, and if you chose the Pegasus, we have that in your past life, you were what do you call it? Starseed. Actually, probably Venusian. I think they call it Venusian, from the planet Venus, and you chose to come and to incarnate. And I guide that you incarnated as a woman. That you probably, I don't really think the gender is important being a star seed. I really don't. But you incarnated as, it says married. Married. This is usually the married woman or married wife card. There's like 2 kids. There we go. And we have house. So I think what happened here in your past life, maybe you lost goal of why you were sent here. You were sent to be a light for others, to show others the light, to show others the meaning of true love. That was your journey, your mission here from the planet Venus. And you got consumed. I'm getting you got consumed in your home life. That your children, your house, maybe even your husband was the main focus. So it stayed, your light kind of stayed in the house. So you're just like the dutiful housewife. And you took it to another level where that all mattered to you. And so at the end of your life journey here, it left you feeling unfulfilled. And that is because you weren't able to share your light with others the way you were supposed to do. So in this lifetime, you are here to do that. You're here to finish that mission that you never really kind of picked up. Maybe you probably wasn't supposed to be married and have kids. You know, but it happened, you did. And you were just this kick-ass housewife that ran the house. And then in the olden days, you know, like I think for like pile 1, that's what we women did. I think we concentrated on running the house, being good mothers. Our main goal was to basically find like a suitable husband who really could provide for us, and that was like successful for women back in the day. So you might even reject that in this lifetime. You might find that you don't want a family. You might find that you don't want the burden of having a husband or a household to run. Or if you do get married, maybe you are like unconventional about it. Maybe you kind of, you know, you'll be married, but you don't want to have kids. You want to have like this kind of free-flowing way in your relationship where you really don't have to answer to anyone or be beholden to anyone. You guys come and go as you please, and your mate will have to understand that's what you need because of the constrictions and how bound you were to your household in your past life. Okay, but you know, somehow in this lifetime, maybe you want to be a life, you're probably attracted to being a life coach, to being a therapist or a psychiatrist, something where you can just kind of share your light and your love, because you are this beautiful soul who's a tremendous, beautiful light worker and have a lot of love to give, and that is your star seed ancestral quality shining through you. So you're definitely a star seed, and that's befitting because you have the Pegasus. So yeah, so we have 9 of coins, and then you see her. She's kind of by herself. You know, 9 of coins is the card of independence. It's like You really don't need a man to make you fulfilled or happy. And if you are a man watching this and you chose this pile, then you are a man that you don't feel like you need a woman or a relationship to make you happy, or another man, or whatever gender. You just won't feel compelled to be in a relationship. It's like you got everything and you're content in yourself. It's giving very much so Aquarius vibes. So you might be Aquarius, Aquarius rising, Venus Aquarius, or Mercury Aquarius, or have a 11th house stellium. So yeah, so this is somebody who's very content with their own company. Again, like I said, you will come into this lifetime and, you might not even you might want the opposite of what you were last time, which was that dutiful housewife. You might reject all things that you might be a radical feminist, all these things to kind of like promote your independence. Oh, wow. Yeah, so it's something about your soul because of the mission that you were supposed to spread in your last lifetime, that you feel like you were a traitor, I guess, to your starseed race, because you didn't really go out and shine this light. But you have to be understanding of your soul self, or your soul has to be understanding of yourself, that maybe you just didn't have the means to do that in your past life, just being a woman, and then choosing to get married and have this, it's just like you have to accept this about yourself. It's like the past life self and your soul, like that's connected to the source, and your true star seed soul has to come to some kind of like agreement and love and acceptance to understand that, okay, yeah, you did have a mission in your past life to spread this light, to spread this love, and maybe not be like just kind of focused on this one thing, which was your household and your kids. So you don't want to go through this lifetime totally rejecting that either, because it's kind of rejecting who you were. And part of true love and being unconditional with ourselves is accepting ourselves no matter what we were or who we were or what mistakes we think we might have made. So you might find yourself in a lot of conflict in a lot of confliction with yourself, especially when it comes to being in committed relationships, marriage, being married, and things like that, because you feel like that was like being a traitor to your first life purpose. Okay, so that's why you might feel in confliction with being in a commitment, or being with someone, or becoming a mom, or anything that requires a lot of commitment from you, because you want to be able to spread your light in the way you want to do it. So it says, take this time to listen to your inner voice. Remember the cosmic light of heaven and draw it into you. This is all you need to do to inspire the world. So you can still have a family and also be balanced and have a career and still spread your light, and still be, if you want to be a life coach, you can still be a life coach. You can still, just because you have a family doesn't mean you have to stop your dreams, We just have, it's all about finding balance in what we do. And then we have a Knight of Swords. Again, this is like if, this is my Game of Thrones card. And I forget, Ramsay, that was his name. But he was like very, very evil. He didn't have any loyalties to anyone but himself. He always went with what he wanted or how he felt. He really didn't give a damn about anyone. So maybe, I don't know if you could have been punished on your planet, because if you're a starseed, you come from another planet. So I'm getting that maybe on your planet, you were sent here. Maybe that's why you were sent here, to become a housewife, because maybe on your planet in Venus, you were this selfish person who kind of did what they want. Like, you abused your powers. You did what you want. I'm getting, maybe you even could have been a prince, and you kind of didn't follow in the footsteps of your family, of your ancestors. You kind of did what you always did what you wanted to. So you were sent to become a housewife in your past life, to learn to not be selfish, to not make it all about you, to think of others besides yourself. And what more punishment, and I'm saying that with air quotes, than to become a housewife who runs a household, who has to worry about her husband and her children. And that's somebody who always puts them last, right? A mother constantly always puts herself last, because we have to think about our children, our husbands, running the household. So that basically was what you had to learn. And so, and in this lifetime, you brought a little bit of it back. You wrestle with it. It's like you have two personalities. You might even be a Gemini. You might have Gemini in your chart too, because it's like you have this good side, that leftover housewife, because you did do this excellent. Like, you mastered that. And then you have this, I guess, this selfish former person you were when you were on your original planet. And it's like coming through. So sometimes you have this battle within yourself, where you kind of, don't know what to do, which way to go. But they're saying, and what I'm saying is to learn to have balance and accept all aspects of yourself, and come to love all aspects of yourself. So you don't view yourself as a traitor when one of your sides is honored, or if you want to follow one side of yourself and kind of be selfish for a little while. You can do that as well. If you want to get married, you can also do that as well. Everything has to be done in balance and nothing in excess. Because if you do something in excess, then that's not a good thing. We want to have moderation in all things, right? So if you have moderation in all things, you can be able to live the life that you want to live. And that's the main key here, to find balance in these two personalities that coexist together. And you might be working on that, but that might be one of the reasons why you experience conflict in relationships, conflict in honoring commitments, or running from commitments, or being non-committal, because this is what's going on in yourself. It's just a constant battle with the aspects of yourself. Okay, because your starseed soul is very, very strong, and it's like being true to who you are. So in this life, you're sent to basically be true who you are, and that's all aspects of yourself. And you can love and honor all aspects of yourself. Okay, and still shine your light. And you will help also those troubled souls who also go through the same thing as you. And you'll also be attracted to fellow starseeds like you, because starseeds, they can be a little snobby, and they only kind of like to really accept others that are like them, that are other starseeds. Okay, so if you know more about starseeds, you can put your comments in the bottom and let me know what you know, because I am very attracted to this, and I feel like sometimes I'm a starseed myself. So we are going to move on pile 4. Leave this right here. And thank you. Okay, so pile 3. We have finally made it to pile 3. And if you have chose the star, then pile 3, this came through very strong for me. I'm sorry, this is pile 4. Pile 4, you have come through very strong for me. When I seen the cards set up, I immediately knew what was going on. Okay, so in your past life, you came from a very, very rich family. Okay, and you fell in love with a servant. And the servant was like your soulmate. It could have been your soulmate, or it could have been your twin flame, since Radha, we have to call it Radha, and she is the twin flame of Krishna. And so you met your twin flame, but it was unfortunate that they were a servant. And you fell in love, and you guys might even had an affair. So it was found out about it. It was found out. And I'm getting your father. Your father disapproves of this heavily and forbid you to have any relationship with a servant, because you were very rich. You were, your father was a very important person. Your family was very influential. And it was just expected of you to marry someone in your class, someone who they considered worthy of you. And this was very bad for you. And you suffered a lot because you really loved this person. You loved this person with everything you had in you, and you really wanted to be with this person. And you begged your father to let you be with this person, but of course, you know, you would not be heard because your father was dead set and had you placed in an arranged marriage. And it's very I find it's very coincidental, or however you want to say it, that Radha also was separated from her twin flame. So she had to spend some time. So maybe in your last lifetime, you weren't able to kind of complete that, spend your life out with your twin flame, because again, as women didn't have a lot of power or say so over their own lives, you know, just maybe 100 years ago. So, you know, you had to write a letter, and he was sent away. Your lover was sent away immediately. And you had to write a letter, or this person wrote you a letter telling you how much they love you. They will always love you, and they will always be there for you no matter what. So it's like you had to live your life with that suffering of being with someone else, but loving someone else. So you were very dedicated to this person. It says right here, at one point she learned what it was like to be separated from Krishna, and so she can bring you great healing to those who are suffering the loss of a partner or separation. So Radha was probably one of your soul guides in your past life. You can look her up. Her name is Radha. I hope I'm saying it right, Radha. You can look her up. I really feel she is one of your spirit guides, and she helped you a lot with the suffering you experienced, because she also knew what it felt like to be separated from her lover. So maybe in this past life, you will not want anyone to tell you who to love, whom to be with, who you can be with, and it won't matter to you what station they are. Okay, you might even hate rich, powerful people. I'm getting especially like rich, powerful men. You might have a problem with authority or people telling you what to do as well, since that's what happened to you in your past life. It says you are also sent here too as well to understand that relationships are not the end all and be all in your life. You're here to have a fierce love affair with yourself, because Radha was such a devoted person, devoted partner to Krishna, that sometimes she would forget herself and put all Krishna's needs first. So in this lifetime, you'll be sent here to put your needs first, and not always think that you need a lover. You know what I mean? That you have to have this like burning, loving experience. Because at the end of the day, we are our own burning, loving experience. And when we have love affairs or relationships with others, we're only reflecting that love that we feel for ourselves, right? So you deserve divine love. And Radha will, with her Shakti presence, is here to awaken this loving connection with you now. So yeah, she is very loving and protective of you. Radha, she is very loving and protective of you, and she is with you at all times. And if you ever want to feel that love or talk to her, she's always there. And you can meditate on her, or you can just basically sit like in a quiet room and just talk to her, and that soft inner voice you will hear will be her. So we have 10 of Spears. So you might be feeling heavily burdened. Something is burdening you in this lifetime. I think it was the fact that you were not able to love the person who you that's why I'm saying I just get fierce. Like, you will fight anybody who tries to hold you back from living your life the way you want to live, especially your love life. Especially your love life. You might have been very defiant in your teens and not listen to your parents, especially your father. You might have went out. You might have went toe to toe with your father in this lifetime, and you might still do. And that's because in your past lifetime, your father, he took control of your life and told you who you were supposed to marry, who you're supposed to be with. Yeah, so sometimes it's a part of you that feels like something is missing. You brought that over to this lifetime because you weren't able to love who you wanted to love. So you felt like something was missing in your past life. And you brought that over. Sometimes you still feel that in this lifetime. But what Spirit wants you to know, and what Radha wants you to know, that this love, that this person never went away. They're like your twin flame, and they always reside inside of you. So even though you think it's only illusion, that's what she's saying. She's saying it's only illusion, and that your twin flame or your soul flame is always inside of you. That they're never apart from you. When it's true love and when this is your true soulmate, they're never apart from you. They're always there. So that's what Spirit wants you to know. The Sun, and that you can find happiness within yourself. You don't need others to make you happy. You have the happiness within yourself. You are your own sun. And that's what Spirit wants you to know, and Radha wants you to know, that you are endowed in this lifetime with a tremendous happiness. That all you have to do to get in touch with this happiness is to go inside of yourself. And you will see it there. You will feel that power. Because of the suffering you endured in your past life, you were rewarded in this life with tremendous, it's like access to a tremendous happiness, happy source, which is always inside of you. And to let go of these burdens that you carry around. It's no longer your burdens to carry. And how you can let go of this burden is to get in touch with yourself, to get in touch with what makes you happy. You never really found out your last lifetime what makes you happy. So this lifetime, you're basically sent on a mission to what makes you happy. Like, what is your favorite color? Buy more of that. What is, make yourself look beautiful. Go get you some nice lipstick. If you're a guy, then you can buy you some nice clothes. You can get a nice haircut. Just things that make you feel happy to be you, happy to strut yourself, strut your stuff. Just happiness within yourself without feeling like you need another to complete you. You don't. You're complete in yourself. And your twin flame is always there within you. Okay? And once you start putting this love within yourself and going after what makes you truly happy, then but it's not just this twin flame that will find you. It's like everything will be like a a tremendous love affair for you. Everything, this is like your gift, your passion, and your ability to love fiercely. This is your passion. And everywhere you go, you take this love with you. So everywhere you go, every person you meet, every person is like a love affair for you. So it's really beautiful. This is like a really beautiful card. It's like you were blessed tremendously in this lifetime. Spirit gave you a lot of gifts. Radha is one of your spirit guides. All Spirit wants you to recognize is that you have these gifts, that you can let go of that burden from your past life of not getting the love of the life you want. And Spirit has placed that love inside of you. So you are no longer without it, and you no longer have to suffer. Okay, so that is my pile fours, and thank you guys for participating in this and hanging in here with me. It's been a really rough week. I don't know if you guys felt, but today I was like super sleepy. Like I slept all day. It snowed today where I live. So I hope you guys are all doing well. If any of you guys are from Texas, I am sending tremendous prayers and love and light to you guys. Okay, so you guys be safe, love yourselves, put a lot of love in yourselves, and don't let the haters get you down. Okay, see you guys next reading. Love you. Bye.